Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review of Penny Dreadful. This week's episode is Season 2, Episode 8, Memento Mori. Mori. Yeah, I apologize if I got the pronunciation of that wrong, but, yeah. So here we are with another Penny Dreadful review, and this week's episode probably was not one of my favorites of the season. I'd put it along with some of the lesser episodes, but Penny Dreadful doesn't really have a lot of lesser episodes. This wasn't a bad episode by any means, but we did see the complete absence of the characters of Vanessa and Ethan Chandler, who are the two main characters of the series. So that was a little odd to not have them appear whatsoever. But, obviously they're still at the Cutlife's cottage. And, excuse my cat, she's getting a little eager to get out of here. But, yeah, so they're still at Cutlife's cottage, and based on the previews we've seen for next week's episode, they're definitely going to be in it, so I'm excited about that. But this episode wasn't a complete screw up or anything like that. It was still a good, decent episode, because we've seen a lot of concentration on Sir Malcolm in this episode, which I am okay with. And Timothy Dalton just does a very good job. He's definitely one of the best actors. He definitely has one of the best performances on the show, along with Eva Green and Josh Hartnett after them, of course. But he's a pretty standout, and he's a pretty good standout in this one as well. And the whole episode is, for the most part, centered around him, minus a few things here and there. But we'll get to more on him in a second. We also seen some more progression with Lily and the creature. And the creature threatens Victor, because he had in the last episode we had seen he had watched as she was out on one of her dates with Dorian, and of course the creature's gonna fly into a rage over that, and he basically threatens Victor if he had any hand in that. I hope you're enjoying my cat in the background over there. And he also says that once they are together, he's going to come back eventually once they're on their own, and he's going to truly show Victor what monster he created. I apologize for my cat once again. But yeah, she's adorable. But anyway, this review is not going to be a very long one anyway. It's probably going to be 10 minutes or so, so she won't have to go too crazy, hopefully. But, so I like the intensity between Victor and the creature, of course. And I'm kind of wondering where they're going to take that side of things in the long term, because we all know the classic Frankenstein story and his monster. So I wonder if they're going to spin on that eventually, or if they're it's going to be their own version, but I just wonder if, which is going to give here, you know what I mean? Which side. And so that's all good. Lily, of course, we see more progression with her. We get a pretty, weird opening to the episode of her laying in bed with that guy she killed at the end of last week's episode. And it's pretty creepy, kind of weird. And then we also see her and the creature have a confrontation. And that definitely went a different way than I expected. She kind of reveals her true nature to him as well. And the creature's trying to get all up in her face about, what he wants with her and what she is supposed to be and things like that. And then she just kind of flips that switch like he does at times, and she actually overpowers him. Now, whether the creature could beat her in a fight is a different story, I think, but I think creature's just shocked by her attitude, her character that was coming out of her. And, she overpowers the creature and tosses him to the ground, and she goes on this huge rant, I guess, rambling about women, and how she's not going to be one to kneel down to any kind of man anymore. And she's pretty much psychotic at this point. And she may be even worse than the creature is, but yet they still kiss and things like that. So I think the creature obviously still wants to love her. And her plan is that when Victor comes back, they're going to strangle him together, and then they'll be off together, because she does have a love for him in a very twisted sort of way, apparently, the creature anyway. So I'm wondering how that's going to go. We'll probably see something go down with that either next week's episode or the finale, more likely, because it seems like we have quite a lot going on for next week. And so that was all pretty intense yet odd at the same time. And we also seen Dorian and Angelique. We finally see the final point with them. Because Angelique, she's jealous over Dorian's fascination with Lily. And so she goes a little, girlfriend made this for me. It's Deadpool, come on. But anyway, she's jealous over his intrigue of Lily, and she goes exploring in Dorian's house a little bit, and she discovers that painting. If you know the story of Dorian Gray, you've heard the legend or any kind of tale of him or whatever, you'll know that of course his youth is connected to that painting. And we see the painting, and the painting shows him, he's very old, almost like he almost looks like a goblin of some kind. I don't know how else to describe it, but he's like in chains, and then of course that's a secret to his youth, to his power. And because Angelique came upon that, she says she can love him in his true form, but Dorian does not believe that, and of course he kills her, by putting something in her drink, of all things. Him/her. But anyway, so I kind of figured that was going to happen. That was what a lot of people predicted. But at least we kind of got more focus on the important side of Dorian's character. But I still find him to be the least interesting part of the show, so I hope he's not in a long-term plan or anything, but he probably will be. Not that the actor's bad or anything, I'm just not very intrigued by the character on the show. But so there's that. I don't think I missed anything else minus the Sir Malcolm stuff, and that was, like I said, the focus of the episode. And we see that he actually finally snaps out of the spell Evelyn Poole had put on him, the enchantment. And that is in part because of what Sembene does for him. Sembene, I don't know how to pronounce his name right or correctly, but they sort of get into a tussle as he is possessed by Evelyn and goes into that more demonic mode, but yet what Sembene actually says to him triggers something in his mind, causes him to remember what's important to him and what's fueled his rage and all his other feelings for the past, for his entire life, basically. And so we see a good flash of him seeing Mina and Peter, his daughter and son, of course. And then Evelyn actually seems to be surprised by that as she's trying to play with the doll and things like that, as she's trying to pull on his heart, literally, the baby's heart that she uses for it, literally. And Sir Malcolm goes to confront Evelyn once he realizes what's going on, and he is knocked out by one of her daughters, and he has a conversation with her and asking why Vanessa is so important. And Evelyn makes this she takes another route to try and seduce him into what she wants him to be, and it pretty much fails because he says he would walk with her to the ends of the earth and to whatever she wants to do, only if Vanessa is guaranteed to be safe throughout the whole thing. And of course, even Evelyn cannot change that, even if she wanted to, because that is what Lucifer himself wants. And then they ask why Vanessa, and it's because, it's people throughout history have apparently been selected to, be this member of the human race, to be that figure and things like that. It's not anything personal, as she says. But Evelyn ends up leaving him after sort of figuring that he would answer like that, the real Malcolm anyway, like he is now, which I'm happy about. I'm glad the actual Malcolm's back. But she traps him in that room, and he sees his dead son, Peter, and he sees Mina too, and he sees their corpses, and they actually get up and start talking to him, which of course would freak anyone out. And it's probably mostly in his head, though, I'd say. But so yeah, the episode kind of ends with Sir Malcolm trapped in there, so that kind of leaves a cliffhanger. It looks like Sir Malcolm will probably have to be the damsel in distress for the last 2 episodes of the season. But the previews for next week's episode look great. Then again, it could have been a preview for the last 2 episodes in general, but either way, I'm still very much excited for the closing of the season. I think it'll be really well done, and I can't wait to see how it all ends, at least for this part of the story. And yeah, so that's all I really have to say about this week's episode. Like I said, not one of the better ones of the season, but also not awful either. It's still decent, still solid, as the show always is. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys next time. I did just finish watching Daredevil on Netflix, finally. So expect to see like a season 1 general review thoughts video on the finale within the next couple days or so. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, and peace.